I started when I was about 7 years old. Literally was born in the bowels of Fontclair Steel Orchestra. Very prominent steel orchestra in San Fernando and in Trinidad as a whole. And just running around, fooling around in the panyard, picked up a couple of notes from one of the songs they were practicing for the various competitions, and there it was. I started playing the guitar pan, which back then was called the grundig. And it was a pan that people would look down on, because they wouldn't play many lines, they would just play accompaniments. And after a few years, I became the section leader of that section and moved from the guitar pan to the cello pan to the four pan to the double tenor pan. And now I play tenor, but I consider myself a double tenor player. But simply for convenience, I play the tenor pan. I've been playing for about 31 years. Yeah, right out of school I decided I wanted to be a professional musician. Contrary to what I studied in school. I studied agricultural science. Agricultural science, music, worlds apart. But I was fortunate that I moved to Toronto after winning Teen Talent in 1990 and performing in the Apollo Theatre in Harlem on one of their only ever Caribbean amateur night competitions. I came third in that, and after that I left for Toronto and met up with some excellent musicians, Joe Brown, Mutadi Thomas, Tony Pierre, the list goes on, and those guys really embraced me, and I was able to perform in some of the best venues in Toronto. I did as well St. Lucia Jazz, Barbados, the Toronto Jazz Festival, Essence Black Music Festival in New Orleans. I've been able to work with some of the top calypsonians and soca performers from a recording perspective, people like Iowa George, Anselm Douglas, Mystic Prowler, the late great Mystic Prowler, Tigress, Marvelous Marva, and of course in the pan jazz circuit, Mongal Patasar, Andre Tanka, the late great, Clive Zander, Len Boogsy Sharp, Ralph Robertson, all these guys I was exposed to in Toronto as an opening act for when they came to the city. And we developed relationships and they grew. And again, you could only learn from these great guys, and they were all very helpful to me. I had a little band called New Wave. Started a band in Toronto called New Dimension. Worked with another band in Toronto called Jesse Ketchum. And produced 2 albums for Youth Steel Orchestra in Newark, New Jersey. So I've been around for a while. I've been involved in a jazz group, a pan jazz group in Toronto, a pioneering group at that. The name of the group is called Calabash. And the music was centered around the steel pan instrument, and it featured some of the finest musicians I've ever met. People like Orrin Isaacs and Wilson Lorenzen, Tony Pierre, Demo Cates, a very popular saxophone player, even here in the Caribbean. He did a lot of cover songs in the past. He worked on The Lion King, the Broadway show, you name it. And I think I broke some barriers for Pan in Toronto, where I was a regular guest on a late night talk show called the Mike Bullard Show. And I used to sit in at any time. Once I'm in Toronto, I had an open welcome to just go in and play. And that exposed Pan to parts of Canada that would have never seen the instrument before. Apart from that, we did a lot of work for the National Ballet of Canada. We did work for the Maple Leaf hockey team. We did work for the Raptors. We did work for the Blue Jays. So you name it, we took it to a level that nobody had dared to take it before in Toronto. And that whole Calabash experience also allowed me to develop my writing capabilities. So on the Calabash album, that self-titled album, of the 11 tracks on the album, I was able to contribute to 8 of those tracks. Presently, I have a band called Kaizen Fusion Steel, and our focus is entertainment, performances with a difference, actually putting on a show every time we perform.
Oh, let me hold you close. I know what you need. Give you all my love and affection. Oh, I'm laying next to you. We share our hearts beneath the moon.
The Darren Sheppard project is really something that I see as an instrument, as an avenue, as an opportunity to really take pan music to another level. It's a jazz fusion group, but we do anything from R&B to soca, but with an improvisational twist. Our focus is on telling stories within the music that we play, whatever music it is. It's a pool of musicians that subscribe to the same concept of music. Again, the Lord has truly blessed me because I've been involved in Pan in every single aspect. I've taught Pan, I perform Pan, I've composed, arranged, produced music for Pan. As well, I did a Pan tuning course. So I know the industry inside and out. And I have a lot of material that I want to be able to rework and let the world hear some of the ideas.